What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/StoriesAboutKevin, our absolute favorite because, well, it's fun to make fun of God damn! This story's called Distant Cousin Bleaches Hair with Clorox and Blames Me. On mobile, and this is pretty dumb. I'm just ranting. Also, I might ramble and get off track. Same. Background. So when I was born, my grandparents insisted on inviting every single family member to meet me in their beautiful old house. Now, my grandparents live in a rather small town, but live more on the countryside, so they have a lot of space to host guests, which is good because my family is huge. Now, I'm terrible with family trees, but my family has two different names and sides from a marriage a few generations back. I won't say them, cause duh, but my side is quite lovely, with the exception of the boys being hard-headed pricks. Now, the other side, my distant cousin side, is awful. They're toxic, rude, racist, classist, Bible thumpers. I don't like talking to them because they see me as a half-breed because my dad is white and my mom is black. Oh, I meant because that's not nice of the family, not because of interracial marriage. I'm not from the 50s. Others say they're jealous because I got all my family's good DNA since I'm a pretty good-looking young lady and I feel I'm as smart as I need to be. Ayo, their side is a few fries short of a Happy Meal. When they came to meet me, every single person had to say something nasty about me. From my caramel skin, to my black straight hair, to my big brown eyes. They even said my light bulb nose would grow to be too huge and ugly for my face. The only problems I've ever had with my button nose is it gets really oily in winter. My cousin, the entitled brat, was born around the same time as me and had pale skin, bright blonde curly hair, a little chiseled nose, and bright green eyes. As we both got older, my aunt, her mother, hated how everyone would compliment how beautiful I was getting and how big I was. I got my mom's side with my body shape and grew into a curvy girl. My cousin had a beautiful shape, but her mom wanted her to be much bigger up top. But I think her hair is what really made my aunt hate me. My hair curled up like crazy as I grew and is now beautiful and bouncy. I keep it at bob or pixie length, nice. And entitled brat's hair is bone straight and turned to a dirty blonde like her mother's. Sorry for all this, but it becomes important. Also, to keep it short, my side of the family is lovely and entitled brat's family is malicious. So I'm a 13. I don't know why I thought she was okay. I'm a 13-year-old girl who is living my best life when I go down to see my grandparents for a little, even, in my family called Train Day. The lovely side of the family were farmers and have a lot of land to this day, and one of them used their land to make a little train area, and every lovely is there. We're 2 days through the party when half of the malicious family comes and starts acting all sweet as sugar. Everyone is nice because we're polite to family, but I hide inside. A while later, entitled brat's mom, comes up to me. This is a rough retelling of the conversation.
Hi, OP. How are you? How are your parents?
They're fine, and I'm fine.
That's good. Wow, just look at how you've grown.
Entitled mother looks me up and down, but plays with my hair. Thanks? How are you?
Oh, I'm good, but entitled brat is so sad.
I start being too worried about a cousin that doesn't like me. Oh no, why's that?
She's being bullied at school for her looks.
She makes a fake sad face. What? But entitled brat is pretty. What are they bullying her about?
Oh, nothing. They just don't like how dark her hair is.
I'm currently going through a hair phase. Have you tried bleaching it? She's clearly confused and interested.
Bleaching? What's that?
It's this thing people with hard hair like mine do when they want to dye their hair pink or white. Do you think she'd like it? She's smiling, unnaturally happy.
That sounds perfect. I'll get right on that when I get home.
Happy I could help. Of course. You might want to have a stylish stylist do it the first few times, then ask them how to, but
Yeah, whatever, she'll be fine.
fast forward a week after we get home. My mom gets a video call from entitled mother screeching about how her daughter's hair was ruined.
And it was all OP's fault.
My mom calls me down. I hear entitled brat crying in the back as she weeps about not wanting to shave her head.
What happened? That bleaching thing didn't work and ruined my baby's hair. You did this on purpose, didn't you?
I'm about to cry thinking I've ruined my cousin's life.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. What went wrong? Did she have something in her hair while you bleached it? No, but now her hair is all dry and gross and it's all your fault.
I'm sorry. Maybe the brand you used was bad? What did you use?
We used CLOROX and blah, blah, blah.
At this point, entitled mother faded into the back as I realized
This woman used cleaning bleach on my cousin's hair. Not only did she do it herself, but she didn't look up anything to try and help.
You used cleaning bleach on entitled brat?
Yeah? Well, I didn't think it was so hard to...
You don't use cleaning bleach on hair. Get her to the hospital now. I can't do that. Oh my God, that was hard. Entitled mother, realizing she did something dumb, hangs up and doesn't call back. From what I heard from family, entitled brat was able to not have her head shaved, but had to get almost all of it cut off into a low scalp pixie. Her hair was now horribly bright bleach blonde, but shockingly, she didn't hate it. The short cut and the bright blonde hair made her happy, and she still keeps it short, which her mom hates. Hey, you do you, Easter Bunny, entitled brat. Yo, is this like, it's like a weird version of the whole thing with, everyone hating Megan, whatever her name is. The lady, the Duchess of Cambridge, I think her title is, or her former title before, you know what never mind. I'm just saying, like, the whole controversy regarding the, white man, he married a black woman, what are we going to do, you know? I'm not even sure Dracula cares about that, because I kind of did a Dracula voice at the end there. I wonder if y'all picked that up. If you did, let me know in the comments. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. Either way, you're writing in the comments. Now get to it! Alright, this story's called Sailor Kevin. Uh-oh. This is my first post on this sub. And I'm assuming your last post about that ship, or boat, you get it. It's a bit of a long one, and I apologize if it gets technical in places. I did my best to avoid it, except where it's important to the story. I'm currently going to school to become a marine engineer, and I ended up working with, Kevinina. It's a Kevina. Okay, it's Kevina. I'm sorry, Kevinin. I can't. A couple of years back, part of my education includes 2 4-month stretches aboard ships. During one of these sea phases, I was on Coast Guard boy tender with 3 other people from my school, 1 engineering cadet and 2 navigation cadets. Kevina was one of the navigation cadets. Now, Kevina was a perfectly nice person. She was always friendly and always pleasant to talk to, but it didn't take many conversations with her before you realize that the main reason she was so happy was that she was completely oblivious to the world around her. She was academically strong and functionally bilingual, but showed a complete lack of common sense or situational awareness and had terrible balance. A big problem on a moving vessel. Kevina was type of person who looks like a good hire on paper and then turns out to be a liability when she actually shows up to work. I've seen her drive multiple boats into post because she wasn't paying attention. I've watched her walk all over a clean deck after she discovered wet paint on the bottom of her boot. It didn't even occur to her to clean the paint off. Uh-oh. I've seen our ship drift out a safe channel because Kevina was on, oh god, it throws me off every time, because Kevina was on the wheel and decided that she really had to fix her hair that instant. I've seen her arrive on the dock while the crew is taking food off of a truck and bringing it to the galley, and follow us to the galley, but not bring any food because she
didn't know if we were all taking the food to the same place.
Now, I worked in the engine room and Kavina worked on the deck and on the bridge, so we didn't cross paths that much for the first 3 months. But in month 4, I worked on the deck for 2 weeks as part of my training. The first week we were on search and rescue standby, so I just did a lot of cleaning and maintenance while the ship stayed put in case someone needed help. But the second week, the ship got tasked with a buoy program. This was exciting for me because I had never done buoys before. Okay, I know a lot of us Americans pronounce it buoy, but it's classically pronounced boy, so oh, I'm sorry. The program had us bringing the ship alongside a number of channel buoys, picking them up with the ship's crane, placing them down on the deck, and then using the crane to haul up the buoy's anchor weight so it could change it out for a new anchor weight. It's dangerous work, especially if you're new. So, as we came up to the first buoy, the bosun, the foreman of the deck crew, told me to stand next to the crane where I could see what was happening, but be safe if something let go. I complied and stood by the crane to watch the crew hook a rope around the buoy to guide it as the crane brought it aboard. Once the buoy was on board, the crew removed the guide rope and threw it on the deck while they brought up the anchor weight. While they did this, I noticed Kavina taking the rope to the other side of the crane where I could not see her. I figured she was going to untangle the rope and hang it back up in the rope stores nearby. Nope! She had it in her head that the rope was too tangled to be easily untangled by hand. She also had it in her head that the easiest way to untangle a rope is to tie it to the side of the ship and throw it in the water. Now, this is a bad idea. Since the incident, I've spoken with a number of my friends in navigation, and most of them have never heard of this technique. The few that have told me that, in theory, this is something you can do off the back of a small boat when traveling full ahead, and the flow of the water behind the vessel will stretch out the rope and remove some of its easier tangles. But it's still a bad practice. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm like pulling away from the story a lot. But this is, that's actually very counterintuitive, because I remember back when I was a kid, I read these cool Peter Pan books. They're like a newer version. And obviously there's lots of pirates and ship stuff and all that stuff. And they would say that you can't untie a rope while it's wet. Anyway, that said, what you should never do is throw rope off the bow of a ship, especially not a ship that is trying to hold its position and has a bow thruster. A bow thruster is a propeller that's mounted literally in a tunnel that passes through the hull of the ship below the waterline. It's used to help the ship maneuver and was running when Kavina threw the rope. The rope was immediately sucked through the thruster and was torn to shreds. Thankfully, Kavina was not holding onto the rope at this point, or she might have been pulled overboard. The bridge crew watched this happen and immediately shut the bow thruster off. At that point, they didn't know whether there were still pieces of the rope in the thruster and had to leave it off as to not risk burning out the thruster's bearing and flooding part of the bow. Without the bow thruster to help place the ship precisely on the buoy's location, it took an hour of maneuvering before the buoy weight could be dropped and the buoy returned to its position. At this point, the rest of the buoy work had to be canceled, and we sailed directly to the nearest port. We were non-operational for 24 hours while divers were brought in to remove the last of the rope and inspect the thruster to make sure it was safe to run again. We estimate the inspection and the loss of the vessel for that time cost the Coast Guard at least a few $100,000. I returned to the engine room the next week without getting to see another buoy changed. It's amazing, the potential, financial losses when it comes to the military and just just people being dumb and just doing dumb things. For instance, who the frick knows not to throw a ship overboard? Okay, obviously if you're in the Coast Guard and you work with ships, you should probably definitely know what you should and should not do on a ship, especially when it can cause freaking catastrophic system failure or engine failure or freaking tunnel fan failure. And this is honestly the kind of mistake I would definitely make and I'm not just saying that because look at me, I'm cute and stupid. No, I'm genuinely stupid. But, hey, I can still be cute though, just not for that reason. Alright, this story's called Kavina Can't Count to 8. So I just started working at a Midwestern pizza chain on the closing shift, 8 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. Might as well just stay open 24/7. And I get a call this morning at 2:30 a.m. Hello, Midwestern pizza chain. Will this order be for pickup or delivery?
Well, this was a delivery I just got.
Oh, okay. What can I do for you?
I don't know, this is a joke, but, my pizza's missing a slice.
I'm surprised because I know the two delivery drivers on that night and morning would never eat their customers' pizza, and also that they can have free and greatly reduced priced food fresh from the store. Okay. Let me just put you on with my manager. I pass the phone to my trainer and manager and explain while trying not to laugh. I place the call on automated hold, and I openly call her a liar trying to get something for free. Not being pessimistic, it just happens multiple times a shift. But my manager is the kind to hear someone out fully. She has the customer tell her the full story while I go back to making pizzas. I catch a few words like,
"Sorry, I'll talk to my driver,"
and
"Could you count?"
She eventually hangs up, and I ask what happened. She face palms and tells me,
"She said the pizza was her roommate's, that they'd gotten their pizza, seen something wrong, snapped a pic and sent it to her so she could complain to the store."
My eyebrow was raising already because why wouldn't they just go look at the pizza? They needed a pic?
So I assure her that I'll talk to driver, but in the nicest way I could, I asked if she could count how many pieces were there. Kavina had replied, "I don't know, like 7 or 8. So I tell her it's very important to count to be sure if a piece was taken. A few moments go by and Kavina says, "It looks like there are 8.
Now I'm openly laughing and telling manager to go on.
So I explained to her that, though it hasn't happened in a while, maybe the driver took a turn too sharp and shifted the pizza in the box. And Kavina replied, "That's just so weird because I've never gotten a pizza like that before."
My manager just repeats herself, apologizes for the state of the pizza, and hangs up to facepalm and laugh with me. I unironically love this job. That's amazing. It's important to love your job. Cause how people say if you love your job, you never have to work a day in your life. It's kind of misleading. It's not like, oh, I'm having fun all the time. Hell yeah. No, it's more like, as opposed to it being like, oh, it's a chore. I don't want to do this. But I need money. I don't want to die and sleep on spikes or something. Which is like what 99% of everyone in America wakes up every day thinking. But no, it's more like, as opposed to it being something you're forced to do, it's like it's an obligation you have. You know what I'm saying? Not like, oh, I don't want to die. It's like, hey, I want to get this done, you know? It's less taxing and less tedious or whatever, and more just like, all right, time to do my thing. All right, this story's called You're Wearing My Shirt. I found it in the dryer. Okay, so this happened just recently. I've been starting to do my laundry, and I noticed a few of my shirts went missing, and didn't pay much attention to it because it probably didn't make it into the washer and is still on my floor. I noticed later that my older sister is wearing one of my anime shirts that my friend gave to me. I look at the shirt, then at her. That's my shirt.
"I found it in the dryer."
I gave her the most confused, annoyed look I've ever given someone and continued, "That's my shirt."
"I'm sorry, I'll give it to you later."
Then she walks off, still with my shirt. Do you want her to take it off in front of you? Bro, Luke Skywalker, calm down. This isn't the first time that she's accidentally stolen my laundry, like when she took almost all my socks, and when I confront her about it, she always says,
"Oh, sorry,"
or
"I found them in my room."
I don't know if this qualifies as a Kevin story, but it makes me feel like she's more and more of a Kevin. Edit to clarify, I did not force or take off the shirt off my sister. She just walked out with it. Also, thanks for all the upvotes. I was a little surprised to see this blow up. Oh, okay, so that's why he said still with my shirt, because people thought he was still People are nasty. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.